Pokemon trainers are no strangers to hard choices, like which starter Pokemon to choose. Is this capture worth an Ultra Ball, or will a Great Ball do? Should this plush Pikachu keep the top spot on my pillow, or does Poplio deserve a turn? I just don't know. But get ready for even trickier quandaries and more devilish dilemmas, because Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield are out very soon. The new games promise to bring even more hand-wringing decisions to the popular monster collecting series, along with new features and, of course, new Pokemon. Here then, brought to you by Outside Xtra and Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield, are 7 tough choices you'll face when you start the newest Pokemon games. Well, that's an excellent point. The top spot's yours. Don't screw it up.
When starting up a game of Pokemon, you're always faced with the inevitable early doors dilemma: which starter Pokemon? This decision is a welcome return to the series for those players who love breaking the hearts of minimum 2 Pokemon. As in 2018's Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, technically the title Pokemon chose you. Eevee chose me? You all saw it. Your choice of starter Pokemon can really affect early game progress, and also telegraph to the world what kind of person you are. In Pokemon Sword and Shield, the 3 Pokemon you must choose between are energetic Fire-type Scorbunny, who can run around opponents to confuse them, curious Grass-type Grookey, who can revitalize plant life by drumming its stick nearby, and shy Water-type Sobble, who has tears as potent as 100 onions. In fact, if threatened, Sobble will bawl, causing everyone around it to also burst into uncontrollable tears. Oof, Sobble is a mood. If you find it hard to decide between 3 such adorable Pokemon, you might want to pick your starter based on the first gym you'll come across, this being the Grass-type gym run by gym leader Milo. With Grass-type Pokemon being vulnerable to fire, Scorbunny might be a good tactical choice, giving you the upper hand in your first shot at a gym badge. Other strategic reasons to choose Scorbunny include it being a little bunny rabbit. Whichever you pick, they'll be your first Pokemon buddy in the Galar region, and will help you as you increase your team with other Pokemon. So will it be the cheeky chimp whose fur can create energy from sunlight, the bouncy bunny who can burn enemies with its kick, or the awkward amphibian who, and we quote, will secrete water within its body like sweat and disappear into its surroundings when nervous or embarrassed? Oh, I did that at a party once. It's far less cute when people do it.
You can't just sprint headlong at these animals and expect things to work out, is what the manager of London Zoo told me shortly before I was banned for life. But that furious zoo manager was surely onto something, because if you want to capture and train the diverse Pokefauna found in Sword and Shield's Galar region, you'll need to choose your approach wisely, as you hunt in the game's brand new open-world wild area. In the olden days, finding wild Pokemon was done with one simple technique: walking around in tall grass until you found one, at which point you'd be alerted to a Pokemon's presence by the screen flashing wildly and the music going into maximum panic mode. Arguably an overreaction to what is essentially seeing a pigeon, but hey, you do you, old school Pokemon games. More recently, the Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee games shook things up by showing you the wild Pokemon roaming around nearby, letting you choose which ones to try and capture. Sword and Shield bring these 2 schools of Pokemon hunting together, so now, while you will see wild Pokemon moseying across the landscape, you can also be surprised by random encounters, symbolised by an exclamation mark. Unlike the old days, however, you don't have to battle when you see these. You've got the choice. If you don't fancy a scrap, it's possible to get clean away. That is, if you can bear never knowing what Pokemon was hiding in that long grass. What if it's Mew? I mean, it definitely isn't, but what if? That's not all. Expect to see different Pokemon depending on what kind of weather is sweeping across the region you're in. You can now sneak to keep a low profile and creep up on more timid Pokemon, or whistle to attract airborne Pokemon that would be inaccessible otherwise. Whistle at your own risk, however. Easily spooked Pokemon will flee if they hear you, while others will attack. And when you're in the wild area, it can be all too easy to stray into the territory of a high-level Pokemon that doesn't approve of you disturbing their peace and quiet. Oof! Soz, Scorbunny, we'll stick to the path next time.
Pokemon players are no strangers to high fashion. Okay, putting clothes on Pokemon is adorable, but character customization has been around for ages in the Pokemon series, and it's back again in Sword and Shield. Beyond choosing what your basic default character skin will be, you can update your look at any time by visiting hairdressers for a new do. Plus, haircuts aren't the only beauty treatments available. You can get them to make sure your brows are on fleek, your makeup is lit, and they can even change your eye colour. I don't want to know exactly how they achieve this, but I'm just going to pretend that it's contact lenses and not backstreet iris surgery.
I just checked the wiki, it is just contacts.
Oh, thank goodness. There are also boutiques you can stumble across when you're out and about in Galar, where you can browse the latest fashions and buy new clothes, of which there are way more to choose from, with you being able to choose different layers of your outfit instead of just selecting from set tops and bottoms like in previous games. Each boutique will have different things in stock unique to that store, so we'll be checking out all of them to build a clothing repertoire as varied and exciting as our real-life wardrobe. Which for me is a Pokemon t-shirt with whatever else isn't in the wash. A truly distinctive look.
Hey Ellen, help me figure out what to wear for this thing tonight. Do you think grey abstract Pikachu or yellow graphic tee? What are you thinking?
Damn it.
Yellow. Camping certainly brings back memories, but not many, of great food. Mine include eating whatever I could steal off the barbecue of the next tent over because their dad remembered to bring lighter fluid. Lucky then that camping in Pokemon Sword and Shield is considerably more delicious, thanks to the addition of a new cooking system, with which you will craft mouth-watering curry on rice in over 100 different varieties. One of the most grueling choices you'll face in Sword and Shield is which ingredients to pop into your curry. And there's a lot to choose from, including berries, mushrooms, pasta, and sausages of a kind that is not specified, but let's assume it's a high-tech lab-grown meat because we haven't seen any pigs in Pokemon. Like real cooking, mixing up the perfect curry has several steps, like fanning your fire to get a nice even heat and stirring the pot. But in an improvement on real cooking, this system features an adorable extra step, putting your heart into it, which here takes the form of a timed button press. Curries you've made will be entered into your curry decks, which, yes, we are currently more excited to complete than the actual Pokédex, even if it does make the mistake of calling deliciously double-carb toast curry, quote, extremely amateurish. I think you misspelled exquisite delicacy there, curry decks. Camping in Sword and Shield is an opportunity to meet with other players and check out their Pokémon. So it's only fitting that you can also team up for multiplayer curry crafting, in a highly delicious violation of that one rule about too many cooks. We expect feeding different types of curry to your Pokemon will produce different effects, although it's unknown what effects eating over 100 kinds of curry would have on a human. But to find out, I asked my colleague Andy to spend a day eating 100 spicy sausage curries and report on his findings. Let's see how he got on. Okay, well he's not picking up, but I'm sure that's fine.
Competitive relationships with Pokemon rivals can really stick with you. For example, we have to be very careful when around Luke not to mention Gary Oak.
Who said Gary Oak? Where is he? Is he around here? I'll get him. If he thinks Oak being his grandfather's gonna stay my hand.
Therefore, we anticipate an important choice. Toward which of these characters should you direct your professional Pokemon training resentment? In Sword and Shield, your main rival is Hop, who starts his journey the same time as you and has the same dream as you to become a Pokemon champion. Maybe he's called Hop because he likes to hop on your bandwagon. Get your own dreams, Hop. To be fair, he doesn't seem as annoyingly competitive as Gary, and you do travel together for some of your adventures, so it's more of a friendly rivalry. But for those who want someone to really root against, there are some options. First off is Bede, a smug young boy with a gold watch and a haircut that looks like an aristocratic Georgian wig. What's more, he's sponsored by chairman of the Galar Pokemon League, Chairman Rose. I think everyone will agree with me when I say rigged! Another nemesis is Marnie, a super cool punk rock goth who we're definitely not rooting against just because we're jealous of her aesthetic or how she has adorable angry hamster Pokemon, Morpeko. Not only does she have a fly leather jacket, but a legion of wild fans known as Team Yell, who will start fights with you around Gala and cheer Marnie on when you battle her. This isn't even mentioning all of the gym leaders you'll fight along the way, or the charismatic current champion and greatest trainer in the Gala region, Leon, aka Hop's big brother. Oh, so he wasn't hopping on our bandwagon, he was hopping on his brother's. That's much worse.
You might think you've seen every kind of Pikachu there is. You've seen its cute pre-evolved mouse form, you've seen it as a detective, you've seen it as a haunted bag. But have you ever seen a Pikachu that's 100 feet tall? Well, now's your chance, thanks to an all-new power in Sword and Shield called DYNAMAX, a temporary ability that turns Pokemon into Godzilla-grade wrecking machines with improved stats, and GIGANTAMAX, which only works on certain Pokemon but changes their appearance too. While exploring the wilds, don't be surprised if you see pillars of red light beaming up from the ground, which point the way to a max raid. Your opportunity to team up with other trainers and try to take on a Dynamax Pokemon in an epic co-op battle. However, therein lie several tricky decisions. First, each player can only take a single Pokemon into a max raid, so choosing the right one to balance out your party will be essential, and probably require a bit of communication too. Second, your team can only use Dynamax to beef up one Pokemon, and once deployed it only lasts 3 turns. So expect a tricky discussion as you work out who most deserves the honour of having their beloved Pokemon inflated to skyscraper proportions. You may have to let someone else use Dynamax for the greater good. The greater good? What about me? The lesser, really wanting it good? Never fear though, as you're bound to get your Dynamax fix when you take on the game's gym battles. In Sword and Shield, these titanic Poké Clashes take place in vast stadiums, which are presumably built to encompass the enormous size that these once pocket monsters now swell to, without everyone in attendance being crushed beneath the paws of a long Meowth. Although we'll be honest, we suspect this is still a pretty massive health and safety violation. First 3 rows may get barbecued.
Finally, there is of course one huge question aspiring Pokemon trainers must ask themselves. My Eevee, is the bow tie too much? And also, you know, should you get Pokemon Sword or Pokemon Shield? A dilemma that's chased players down the years, as every new version of the long-running series comes in 2 distinct flavours like salt or sweet popcorn. As ever, the biggest difference between versions is which Pokemon you'll find in the game. For instance, only in Pokemon Sword can you find Sirfetch'd, an evolved form of the Pokemon Farfetch'd that holds with the chivalric code of ages past and fights with honour. Honour and a big pointy leak. Presumably, Sirfetch'd got his title when he was knighted by some kind of Gala Queen, and no Pokemon is more deserving of being called Queen than Galarian Ponyta, exclusive to Pokemon Shield. If you're wondering how this pastel-hued Ponyta came to be, its origin is that the overflowing life energy of the Galarian forest changed its appearance over many generations. And not, as we had suspected, because a beauty vlogger accidentally fell into a horse teleporter. You can, of course, get all the exclusive Pokemon by trading with other players who own a different version of the game. But the differences between Sword and Shield run a little deeper than that. For instance, there are exclusive gym battles. Pick up Pokemon Sword to battle against stoic fighting type Expert B, or Pokemon Shield if you fancy going toe-to-toe with ghost type trainer Alistair, who apparently spends most of his time in ruins or cemeteries and wears a mask because he's extremely shy and fearful in nature. To be fair, I'd be fearful too if I had to hang around with Mimikyu all day. Ugh.
Yes, Doctor, yes, I know, Andy. A spice comb, you say? Gosh. A full body pump, you say? Yes, I can sign off on that. Go nuts. Just tell him that we will need him back at his desk this afternoon when he comes to. Yep. Thank you, Doctor. So those were some of the choices that you will face when you play Pokemon Sword or Pokemon Shield. Are you looking forward to the games? If so, let us know in the comments. And if you like this, then why not subscribe? And we'll see you next time. Bye.